begin with. When you're on a first story, the best thing to do is have two guys. Have one guy rolling out for you and one guy tacking off. We grab our tacker. And then you want to make sure that all your seams have at least a foot of overlap. So we're starting off by getting this flush to the bottom. We'll throw a couple screws, nails in it. And then he's going to roll out about a couple feet. So you notice that there was a block right here. The best way to do about these blocks is you kind of roll it out a little bit past, and then you take your knife, you do a nice little X cut. You don't want to cut too much. Cut slit down that way, cut slit down this way. That opens up that right there, where you can grab your paper. You can go all the way down where you need it to be. Throw a couple tacks in, and then you'll go through back with your knife. You'll make sure the paper is nice and straight, and then you'll cut out that block. And then we'll come back and we'll add some seam tape to it later. So he's gonna roll out this paper. While he's rolling out, I'm gonna make it nice and smooth, flush the bottom, and just keep nailing it. We got obstacles in our way, so kind of just move to roll around it. Making sure that we stay close to that bottom. Once you get to about half the wall, you're going to want him to grab the roll, hold it really tight, and hold it nice and level. So he's going to start pulling it really tight. We'll go through, nail the rest of the bottom, and then make sure that this is nice and tight. And nail all the way down. That way we're still keeping the consistency of being flush on the bottom, and it'll help kind of help our paper stay straight. So you're going to go through all the way to the end. We'll keep tacking the bottom, pulling it down if we need to. Once we get to the corner, again, notice that we have at least 1 foot of overlap. He's going to pull the same thing. He's going to pull it tight on this corner. We're going to make sure it's nice and straight. Tighten it down. And then we're going to go get our ladder. Set up our ladder nice and safe. Make sure the legs are locked in. Come through on the end. We'll do the rest of it all the way up. Nice and tight. Pulling it. Backing it off. And we'll come to the middle and do the same thing. Pull it nice and tight all the way up. Nail it off. And we'll come to the middle between these two sections. Do the exact same thing. Pull it nice and tight. See how that paper got really tight? And then we're going to start nailing down. Same thing, just kind of jump around section to section where you go. Grab the middle, pull it up nice and tight. Just nail it off. And pull it up as far as you can reach. Go through, it's a little unsmooth here, so we'll smooth it out. And then we'll go through and we'll just pulling it nice and smooth if you So we have an opening right here. The opening edge is right here and right here. So we want to come as close to the edge as possible. Get some staples in there. Same thing with the bottom. We'll be cutting this out later. We want to make sure our paper is nice and tight around that. And then the top of the window, we're going to be cutting it out and folding it up to get our properly waterproofed. So don't nail too high or too close to the top of the window. We don't want to nail that because we're going to pull that staple out later. Okay, and then we just rinse and repeat on the same side over here. We'll go all the way to the edge. Grab the paper, better ladder up. Pull it nice and tight. And the goal with these caps is you need to have one cap every 3 square feet. And just like that, the wall's done. Paper is nice and smooth. Now we're going to show how to paper the second story of a house. But first, before we start papering, let's notice the wall. I already went through and nailed down any nails that were sticking out. But we also have a vent hole right there that we want to make sure that we don't cover up. So we'll cut that out later, but we're just going to remember where it is so we know for later. And then we have this little perch that we want to cut out, and we want to do at least 1 foot past this corner. So what we'll do is we'll line up with this corner and grab our paper. We go about 1 foot back. Throw a couple tacks in there. And the best way is just to roll this thing out. Once again, once you come to the corner, let's go at least 1 foot fast. We'll cut this as straight as possible. Now we'll come back over here. Undo this paper. And we want to make sure we have at least 6 inches of overlap on this paper and this paper. Typically what we do with Weather Smart is we like to just go flush with this blue line right here. So that's what we'll do. Set it up. Make sure our heels are down so we don't fall. Grab our paper. We're going to grab it by this bottom corner right here. Climb on up. And we want to make sure that we have enough paper that's going to go past that corner over there by an inch or by 1 foot. And bring that. Tack it down over here. I know you guys can't see right now, but as you can kind of see, we just tacked it right there on that blue line. You'll see a little bit better a little bit later. We're going to bring it up and we're going to tack it on that blue line. But with this, we're going to pull it nice and tight. Nice and tight on that blue line. Tack it a couple times. Just like that. We're on the blue line, we're nice and tight, got a couple tacks in it. And then we'll come to the middle. Same thing, nice in the middle, we'll tack the bottom. Once we got that bottom tacked in the middle, we'll grab our bigger ladder. We're going to extend it all the way past, this paper is 9 feet, so we're going to make sure we're about 9 feet. So we'll grab the top of this. Go 9 feet up, so we're going to do a little bit of dancing. We want to make sure that it's all nice and straight. Once we get it nice and straight, go ahead, shoot it off. since we're here, might as well finish out this side. Pull it to the corner, bring it up. Tack it off. Before we tack off this bottom, let's cut out this little perch. Come across. That will come down there. Then we'll go to the other side. I'm going to raise my ladder one more so we're good on height. Drop the ladder. Bring it over to this side. Make sure it's nice and stable. And we'll grab this top corner. We'll do the same thing. You grab it, nice and tight, nice and straight. Two corners, do the same in the middle. Grab our ladder. Go in the middle. If you need to, clean out the dirt so our ladder is nice and safe. Now we can hop off the smaller ladder. And then do the rest of the bottom. So it's nice and flat. We'll cut this down so we can pull the paper on the other side. Flap on this side. We'll make sure that we secure all the flaps, because if we leave it for the day, the wind and storm can come in and just blow that paper right off potentially.
Yeah, let's take a left stop. Somewhere here.
Once we got the whole wall papered, remember we had that vent that we needed to cut out. So we'll go and relocate it. It's right here. that out. That way we don't accidentally cover it up. That is the most efficient way to paper the second story. Works best with one person.